Thank you and good afternoon. If you hear something beep, just know it's my dishwasher being annoying and wanting to bother me. Anyways, this is Sam Vaughn for Sam's Sports Report and Sam's Mental Health Day, Physical Day. We're going to go over cancer and this new story on Big Slick and what a great story it is. The Royals offense, first of all, the big story in Kansas City's prospect Jack Caglione is called up. That Cardinals currently Royals game is starting very soon. Bobby Witt Jr. and this is the biggest prospect call-up since then. Maybe the biggest made out of it since Bo Jackson of the Royals, because the Royals are in a playoff race and are a better team than the Royals were when Bobby Witt Jr. came up. He is going to hit the ball when he has the biggest power out of all players. I think you have seen the Royals. He's going to hit the ball when he has a chance. The only thing, one thing he needs to work on is swinging out of the strike zone. Right there with Salvi. He's going to bat 6th to 9th tonight. He's going to help a club, hopefully, that is ranked 29th in runs. I mean, he can't do much worse. Royals have a lot of work out to do. Salvador Perez, I love him, but if when you analyze the sports like I do, you would love to trade him maybe, but maybe you wouldn't get anything out of him, and you can't definitely trade him during a time during the stadiums. Probably fans would not like that, but it may be time to look for something else. It will be for sure next year, as he will be owed $13 million. The Royals have already paid him $20 every year for the last 3 years, which is way overpaid. He's a borderline Hall of Famer, but probably not a Hall of Famer, as we know that's a hard place to go. The athletic director, as I analyze this game from an athletic director or a GM prospect, a GM analyze side, that's why you have to understand that that's why I may have traded Salvi a long time ago, but he's continued to play for the Royals and has done a good job, and has surprised me a little bit.
Jack Caglione making his debut in St. Louis, biggest Kansas City Royal debut since who?
Oh, I don't know. I still think Bobby Witt Jr.
You think the Witt debut was bigger? You don't think this has been made into a bigger deal than Bobby Witt Jr.'s debut?
Well, I think that's a different question. What it's been made into, yes. I think that this is a bigger debut than Bobby Witt Jr. What's actually more consequential for the franchise and a bigger prospect, I still think Bobby Witt Jr.
Okay. How about biggest deal then?
Yeah, most publicity, I think the fact that this is mid-season, the fact that this team is more competitive than what the team that Bobby Witt Jr. joined. Yeah, I mean, this is an injection to a team that needs it, a team that actually could be a playoff team. I think you'd have to track back pretty far. I mean, if you come up with a name that's, I mean, in the last 2 decades, I don't think you can. What do you think?
I think there are 3 names since Bo Jackson. I think Bo Jackson's debut was an epic event when he came up, and but the team, it was '86 and they weren't going to make it, but they were a contending franchise. Yeah. They just won the World Series, obviously, and they would be a contender through the rest of the decade. So that one, Bo Jackson, I think, was probably, frankly, even bigger than this. So I don't think you have to go back beyond Bo Jackson. But the only other ones that I would put in this category are Zach Greinke, Bobby Witt Jr., and Alex Gordon. Alex Gordon was pretty big on opening day. I mean, bases loaded, and it was already a big deal that he was up. But then even the day where it's opening day and it's Kurt Schilling and the bases are loaded when he walks up there, and there were huge expectations on Alex Gordon's shoulders, having been, he was like Bobby Witt Jr., the number 2 pick, but in any other year, he'd have been number 1, right? That was kind of the vibe that was around that. I think those are the only names that fit with this.
Royals come into the day at 31-29. Meanwhile, the Cardinals are 33-26 and seat to host the Royals in St. Louis. This will be a 3-game set. The Cardinals won the series last time in Kauffman. It would be nice for the Royals to take a series. Tonight, the Royals will have Michael Lorenzo, who needs to have a good start, as Cole Reagans might be on his way back. He has a 4.33 ERA, and obviously with no Cameron having the rookie start he has had one of the best 4 starts ever. Nobody expected this, and I say in Maine. Nobody. I mean, absolutely nobody. The first pitch of this game tonight is at 6:45. Again, Michael Lorenzo will go for the Royals, and Cardinals pitcher Adrian Plateau will go for the Cardinals. Game time 6:40. The Cubs won the series over the Reds, taking 2 of 3. The Cubs are 37-22 and lead the Cardinals by 4 games. The Cubs will have Cade Holton on the mound, who makes his 3rd start in his career. He has been decent with an ERA around 4, 3.99 to be exact. The Cubs are playing not a good team in the Washington Nationals. Again, the rookie Cade Horton will go for the Cubs, and Trevor Williams will go for the Nationals. First pitch, 5:45 Central, and that score right now is Cubs 3, Washington Nationals 3. We'll update you throughout as we move through the podcast. The Knicks pull off a surprising move as they fire Tom Thibodeau from the Knicks. I mean, I don't really understand this. I mean, the most sports I know about are football, basketball, and baseball. They haven't won a championship since 2009, so what do they expect? They're going to all of a sudden win a championship? I mean, they went to the conference finals. Isn't that good enough for you, New York, who hasn't hosted a championship since 2009, as we just stated? Now on to stadiums. There's not much big news on this. Maybe more news tomorrow on that.
Hi, I'm Peter Vincent. I'm 12 years old. I go to Shining Heights Elementary School as a 7th grader, and this is my story. I think my favorite things are hanging out with friends, playing sports, video games. I am a cello player, and my brother is a viola player. My dad does piano, and my mom is a music teacher, so she does everything. We really just value time together, whether it's our Sunday night picnics or playing board games, just eating as a family, stuff like that.
Our family's journey really began in March of 2024. We made a quick trip to a minor med center to just get him looked at for what we thought would be a prescription to treat a rash. Instead, I remember getting a call that Melissa was taking him to the ER, and it was devastating. And from there, we learned about the diagnosis of ALL leukemia for Peter. We were told to pack a bag for a week and drive to Children's Mercy. It was a really challenging period of time where we ended up in the PICU. His arms and legs swelled. So on top of the cancer and on top of trying to eradicate that, we were trying to deal with just this debilitating pain and condition that took away his ability to walk and to even sit up and eventually just to move his fingers.
Not enough people can or ever will understand, because not everyone's going to go through it, and that's the only way to truly understand. But I don't think enough people just have a general idea of how awful it is.
January 2nd, where we were released after almost 100 days of being hospitalized. And we took a celebratory walk down a hallway, and there's cheering nurses, and there's therapy dogs barking, and there's confetti, and Peter rang a bell.
Just the feeling of getting home for the first time after the transplant, having that first home-cooked meal together, just really amazing feeling.